So hi guys, good day. So welcome back to today's tutorial. So today we will be looking at the Bezier tool. Here's the Bezier tool here. So I had someone actually asked me to do a tutorial because he was actually saying that he don't even know the importance of this Bezier tool. So let me just show you how this Bezier tool actually worked. So after clicking on the Bezier tool, you can actually see 2 points here, this point and then this point. This is what we actually call the anchor point. So there are actually two things that are involved in this Bezier tool, the anchor points and then the handles. So I will show you how the handle is. So firstly, if you see this is actually a plus icon where you can actually create another Bezier. Let's see this. You can actually see I have two Bezier here, which is indicated here. So let's take an instance. I have two Bezier here, and then I actually want to work on the first one. So you see this one is highlighted, the second one is highlighted. That means even if I want to work on the first one, I cannot because this one is selected. So let's take an example. You see, it's actually the second one that is only involved. So in here, you can actually swap it. Let's see, you can swap it from here, and then let's see here, you can actually see one is indicated. So I will pick on here. You can actually see is the first one now that is actually affected. So let's say I want to minus one of them. I want to subtract one of them. So I will just click on, this minus. You can actually see the one that is selected has gone. So it's only the second one now, which becomes the one here. So you can actually see this one is actually opposite of this. All right, let's proceed. So looking at here, you can actually see three things are involved here. The first one here means adding additional anchor points. Let's take an instance. Let me just do a demo here. Very good demo. Let me delete this. Okay, sorry. Let me delete this here. All right, this one is selected. This one is selected. So if I'm going to add another anchor point, I will just click. It's actually highlighted now. So I will just click this point here. So you will see. You actually see 3 anchor points now are included. So let me go on this second one, which is the handle. So in here, you see after clicking it, you can see one thing here actually pop up here, white thing. So this is actually what we call the handle. So you can actually see the handle is used in making a curve size or maybe a stretch. So you can actually look at how this one actually worked. So you can use it in order to stretch your design. So actually it actually works the way you actually want it. As far as you understand it, let's take an instance now. So if I'm going to shorten this side here, so I will just drag the handle. Sorry, I will drag it. So you actually see how this one works. I will drag this one too. You see it has been shortened. So this is just how this actually works. So this handle is actually like your scary. So you can actually use it in order to achieve a certain dimension. So I don't know whether you understand this. If you have any question, leave it at the comment section. I will actually reply. So the third one here, you can actually see the third one here. So the third one here means moving the whole thing. You can actually see it's actually moving. So it actually means moving the whole thing. So let's proceed. Going to the actions icons, you can actually see action icons include 3 things. First one, you can actually see this one. is like an undo, to undo it, like to minus one of the anchor points. So let's take an example. Let me click on it. You see one has been gone. So you actually see one anchor point has gone. So if I'm going to like join this point with this point, I will just click on this second one here. You can actually see this second one. If you look at it very careful, you can see two anchor points joined together. So if I click on it, you can actually see it has been joined now. So clicking on join, you can actually see another one have pop up. Now the thing has pop up that if I'm going to like separate them, so let's say I'm going to separate them again, I will just click on it. You can actually see it has been separated. Now you can see the odd one here. This one actually means scale. It actually means scaling. So you can actually see if I'm going to enlarge it. So you can actually see if I'm going to elongate it and enlarge it, or maybe decrease the size. So here is just how this one works. And then the fourth one is just this one. And I know by looking at the icon, you actually know this one means rotation. This one means rotation actually. Alright, let's proceed. So stroke, as we already know in PixelLab, stroke actually means like a border. You can actually see three things are embedded into the stroke. The first one is actually, let's see, I increase the stroke. So you can see the anchor points. There is a space between here and the anchor points. There is a space between the border and then the anchor points, the edge of the border and then the anchor point. And looking at this, you can see the edge is actually curved. You can see the edge is actually curved. It's actually curved, not like this. So looking at this, you can actually see from the button here, you can actually see it in identification. So this is just the opposite of this one. This one here. So this one means a rectangular button. Let's see, I click on it. So you can actually see how this one change. It is actually like this, unlike the other one that is curved. So you actually see how this one works. And then the center one here, this one means nothing. That means nothing is involved. That is why you didn't see any spacing between the anchor points and then the main, the edge. So that is how it works. So you can actually see how to decrease the opacity. I know you know this one, or decrease the opacity or increase the opacity. And then the stroke color, if you want to change the stroke color, you can actually change it from here. So let me tell you something. So you can see from here, you don't see any fill from this, all these things that are included. Why? Because we didn't actually make a shape. So let's take an instance now. I will create a shape. Let's see, I'm going to mesh the let's say I'm going to add the anchor point together. I'm going to, like, you see, we have created a space in here, a shape here. So let me go to this. You can actually see here from this, after creating it, you can see fill color here, where you actually fill the space and the color. You can see how it works. You can actually see how it works. So this is just how to use the Bezier tool in order to do your own shaping, like the thing that you actually want. So what is the use of this anchor point? So this the Bezier tool. So this Bezier tool, you can actually use it in order to create a shape, or maybe a kind of curved shape that will be put to your design. Let's see this one. So let's see this one. I will go to fill. Let me go to fill. Where is my fill? Let me undo it. Bezier tool. here, down, and then I will join it. Here is it. So I will go to fill and then fill it with, let's say, let me go with this color here. So let's see, I'm going to use it for a design. I can actually put it like this. You can actually see how it actually created a curve shape. So peradventure you already know the original doesn't have smart edges, so you can actually see how this one works. So you see I created a curve filling here. So this is just how it works. So let me just create a kind of cycle using the Bezier tool. So actually cycle includes cycle is just two things that are included actually. Two anchor points, I mean. So let's see, I already have two anchor points here. So let me say this anchor point here, let me move it to here, to this point here, and then I will move this one here to here. So I will just try and amend this process so you actually see how this one works. So I'll try and do like this. So for this, let's see, I will join the handle here so you actually see. So from this I will try and just work on the anchor point here. Let's say this. So I'm just trying to like do a kind of demo here. Then I'll decrease the size of this. And for this I'll decrease the size. So you can actually see how I actually work with the thing to achieve a kind of eclipse. That's a cycle size, a cycle shape. Let me go to stroke and then zero to stroke. So you actually see how this one works, how I actually achieve something like a cycle. I'm not perfect, but this is just how to like achieve it. So this is how the Bezier tool actually worked. So in Illustrator and then Photoshop, you can actually see that is actually what we call a pen tool, not Bezier. So instead of this Bezier, it is actually called a pen tool on Photoshop and then Illustrator. So this is just how to use the Bezier tool in order to achieve you can use it for logo designing, most especially logo designing actually. So that is why even on Photoshop and then Illustrator, we usually use a pen tool in order to do logo design. So thank you very much for your time. Do have a nice day.